Hey there, fellow strategists. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Romestead. Episode 5, Building Town Defenses. New priority. Build defenses. One of the other advantages of defenses is defenses will keep your people happier. So that's a huge benefit. Because a happy populace is one that works well. I'm going to start a southern wall here. Let's... Freaking goat. Yo, get over here. And I'm going to put in a gate. I think what I'll do, because I'm not actually interested in building it myself. I could use the build XP, but I'm not going to min-max that. Is just to put the resources... Oh, you're already moving the resources. Stupid, because I did it for you. Is to put a gate down here. The meta would actually be a few gates. It'd be like a gate, a wall. There's a bit of water here, which makes it a little weird, so maybe not like that. I'll try to set it up a little smarter. Corner. Do wall. Gate. Wall. So, what you're aiming to do is to have coverage. Enemies won't they won't travel very far to find like a valid way to attack you. So if you only have one entryway, you could end up in a situation where they're like breaking down your walls. Plus, it's really annoying to traverse a town that only has one entryway, because then getting in and out of your town is going to be annoying. And because the materials that are required to be able to like build your defenses are actually pretty cheap. It's really not expensive to spend like a single stone, you know, per tile or whatever. I like to have multiple ways in and out for convenience. I'll actually build this so that the carpenter can work on other parts. And this is a small enough southern wall that I'm gonna guess they're not going to attack the southern part of it. But what I was planning on doing is this. Is setting up the automatic defenses. Well, it's going to be a little easier to see once the gates are constructed. So the center gate is going to be the one where we actually physically go in and out. And the other gates are going to be for reloading Scorpio. So something along this line where we build like... I'm going to keep it very simple initially. We build 3 Scorpio here. And then fire trap around it. Coal traps, so we can't physically get there. You can even do coal to barricades. So that enemies... Because then the coal traps will do fire damage to the creatures that are standing on it. Oh, do I not have... I thought I had... Oh, barricades are got to be handcrafted. Right. But something like that. And this will allow our town to defend itself. And then as we add additional bonuses to this, you know, more defenses to our town, it will get a like well-defended bonus, increasing their happiness and stuff like that. Now, the one disadvantage of where I chose this, there's a lot of a lot of like physical line of sight blockers, so it's not a super efficient spot for defenses, but whatever. That and these things also need to be reloaded manually. Like I need to make a batch of arrows out of flint and sticks for it, which I will do. But this is what keeps your town safe, and build a perimeter wall, and, you know, it'll keep the annoying stuff from being too annoying. Okay, give me sticks and flint. And... tons of arrows! So I don't want to have to reload frequently. So let's do 3 through 3. 3 through 3. Even the flint arrows are totally fine, given enough defenses. You don't need to use copper or any higher quality material, in my opinion. Not unless you're defending late game raids. There's different types of enemies that will attack you. Initially, it's just like some simple undead, so that does not require complex defenses at all. And there we go. All armed and ready to go. And yeah, it works. That stupid satyr walked by and got demolished. Before I continue doing this by hand, let's go ahead and grab that grappling hook, and I'll show you the advantage of the grappling hook. There it is. So it replaces in your offhand where your shield slot is. And one of the reasons to have it is if you're trying to build something, you can quickly just hoover up resources from a distance. So if I wanted to build like this trap, and I was good at judging distance, oops. It helped if I didn't burn myself. Which is obviously going to happen more than once. There. And this isn't perfectly meta, I will add, but like, it's a pretty good start. In fact, this Scorpio might be better placed further out so it could actively shoot things that are coming up. But yeah, let's continue the border wall. And over time, the quarry worker will get the requisite materials, and then the carpenter will build, and I can just lay out what I would like to have, and over time that will get done for me automatically. Although these walls are a little pointless as it butts up against this forest. And I could have used this forest wall as a physical barrier as well, because this is technically a physical barrier. Whatever. I didn't plan it too carefully. You can use the forest choke points too. Let's continue this border wall, but I'm going to take a break from that section and instead jump to up north instead. There's the northern section. Oops. Do more horizontal wall out here. And this is not going to be big enough for like a late game city, mind you. I highly suspect we would outgrow this footprint Not immediately, but like definitely eventually. The carpenter will not clear, so if there's physical blockers to what you've queued up, you'll have to do that yourself, if I'm not mistaken. But even putting the resources down, they will they'll get to it. Watch out, dude! Goats be angry. But I don't mind helping out a little bit. Oh, I see why. I accidentally stuck the plank on the stump, so they weren't cutting the stump. And easy, the carpenter wasn't a total moron. He brought up, he had queued up a stone to be placed there. I had built it myself, so he was like, oh, okay, I'll find something else to do. And did just that. Took the same resource and took it adjacent to build the next wall section. And this is going to immensely increase our ability to defend at night. The sounds satisfying? Yeah, the like thump. So I'm setting another set of gates here. Oh, still blocking. Here we go. Zombies, this way. Come on. Come on, dumb ones. Works. I should get another Scorpio in, because it's going to get really tiresome to defend all of this by my lonesome. And given the level of the enemies that I'm facing, because it scales depending on like how much of the game you've progressed, these guys are super low level, easy to kill. It's overkill. Like I'm building for the future. Our current defenses could handle like raids and the like. I'm overdoing it. Just as a point of reference. But we're nearly done. There. That's the last of it. And once we have that in, villagers should not be nightly harassed. I don't have Scorpio set up on the northern wall yet, but I will. And then the other last important thing to do is to just make sure that all of the like line of sight stuff that blocks your Scorpios from being able to shoot are physically cleared. Oh, there's some errors here. Good enough. A lot more stone, but it'll look nice in that corner. Oh, hello. A little unexpected. Wolves in the walls. Now, there might be some enemies that spawn in this area where I am right now, and the reason for that is I don't have buildings. There could be well, actually, there's probably not a dead zone because it's not like you would need 32 high between the walls and the buildings to be a dead zone. But you don't want to overdo it with the walls because if you do have a dead zone, then you don't have good coverage. As a consequence? No, don't throw a bush at me. Oh, you jerk. Put it down. So you just gotta be careful about that. That you don't have massively expansive walls that you can't defend because, I think they're gonna be changing it, but at least for now, if it's too spread out, you'll end up with, uh-oh. We got desert enemies. As you can see by my health, they're in a league of their own. They are massively stronger. Yeah, if your buildings are too spread out, you'll have enemies that spawn behind your walls, and that gets real annoying to defend from. Alright, I should grab my carts. As much as the grappling hook is nice, this probably calls for carts. And then we'll have to batch up some more arrows. Might mean I need to go fishing for sticks and flint. But pretty soon, we'll have a base that doesn't get overrun by the undead at night. And still has a little bit more space to grow into. Not a lot. I maybe may have made the walls a bit too tight. But at least a little wiggle room. So I have 30 flint right now. Alright, let's cut stick stuff down. Ooh, and another favor point. How are we going to spend this? Well, we had two. I missed some. Let's grab Ruthless. Sword deals additional damage to bleeding enemies, and then bleeding enemies deal less damage. So when bleeding, we're stronger, they're weaker. Seems like some good synergy. And I am out of sticks and flint, I guess. We should be pretty close to having all of the defensives we wanted built. And then we can focus on more resourcey stuff. I also suspect that people are pretty hungry, so automating food might be the next best task to tackle. And then getting a full feather set, too, would be good. So how are we doing on food? 0. Yeah, well, I was right about that. Now, once you have a bakery and you can just bake bread, food needs become virtually obsolete very quickly. Because, well, bread and circus, right? So that's what we're aiming for. Oh, yep. Yeah, so this is a dead zone. This is exactly what I was saying. That these wolves obviously spawned within our base because I hadn't built in here, and apparently there's enough room in this one spot for them to just do as they please, which is a problem. But as we expand into our footprint, it becomes less of a problem over time, so I'm not going to fret about that. It also might have been that they had spawned beforehand, and they had only just, they hadn't been dealt with or something. Alright, trying to get food for them to eat. So they can keep leveling up nice. Before I keep going, let's see about getting some milling going and unlocking bakery. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Unlocking bakery so that we can feed them. So I'm going to say, if we check like just a random person, as you can see, they're now well defended. So they have magic armor, regular armor, and happiness. And that's a lot of armor. That's like, if I open up my own stats, I have 16 armor. That's like more armor than I have as far as tankiness goes. So, yeah, that will absolutely keep them alive from the occasional hit or two, which is great. That's pretty much all they really need at the moment. So, now I'm going to update the priority, improve food production. So in order to do that, the best possible way I suspect is going to be to add in a bakery and manual milling until we unlock automated milling. So if we check the quests here, we have Beardolium, we have Market, we have Clay Pit, and we have Well. The brick oven... What we already... I'm trying to figure... I forget what I'm missing. I think, actually, bakery might be a bit later on. I'm trying to remember what... I'll just Google it. To see if I'm close to it or not. So I'm missing the Fruits of the Harvest quest. That's probably... I just need to upgrade my altar. So I just spent 5 stone that was stockpiled to upgrade my altar, and let's see if that's what I needed to do. Maybe no. Oh, let's increase my rep with series. That could also be the bottleneck. So I'm going to fork over olives, which are worthless for a food source for my villagers, to her, and also like olive oil and stuff like that. And here is Fruits of the Harvest. So Fruits of the Harvest will unlock the bakery. So offer on the altar olives, pine nuts, and cabbage. 5, 5, and 2. Unfortunately, I just like offered up that stuff, but I can easily just get it again. The cabbage is a little trickier unless I've recently harvested it, because you don't find a lot of cabbage in the wild. But once that's done, I intend to probably transition the initial farm that I have here over to exclusively wheat for bread. So I've got the pine nuts, I've got the cabbage. I mean, sorry, I've got the olives. I just need the cabbage. So we'll wander, and the cabbage is an exclusive plains crop. Oh, here's some. So we're just looking for some cabbage. These weird crab monsters can also, well, they drop cabbage seeds, but that can be helpful too. Additionally, while I'm out here, I'm grabbing some flint, because, oh, hey, look, a dungeon. Yeah, actually, we have an empty insula. Is there anyone here? Another thing I haven't made yet, and I don't know why, it just didn't occur to me, but it's all of a sudden dark, is a torch of for a light source. So I'll get one of those soon, too. If you time it right, it's great. If you don't, kind of hurts. Another Minerva scroll. Oh, where's the last key? Oh, there it is. Ooh, a Diana scroll. So this was a volley and a conjured arrow. Cool. And there's the cabbage we need. Perfect. Also, a queen bee for honey to start a beehive. That's nice. And a person who is sloppy. You know what? I'm not adding you. Even though I know I need someone to be my baker, I don't need a sloppy baker. Marking the copper down for later. We are... Oh, I should use that scroll too. So if you're wondering what that's like... And then also, sorry, Mr. Bear, but jump baited. Oh, I should have gotten the killing blow for food's sake. Oh, well. All right, let's turn in that stuff over to Ceres. So again, we are looking for 5 olives, 2 cabbage, 5 pine nuts. Let's do all the olives and pine nuts. I don't really care. And then the 2 cabbage. Done. Excellent offering. And that gives us the ability to get a bakery. So let's get a bakery in. I'm going to put it up near the farm. I'll plop it... maybe just immediately adjacent the to the food area. And then the other thing that we need to pair with this is the mill. The other thing I was wondering about is that the next quest does give us the water mill. So if we had 5 bread. So I'm going to do, I'm going to make a little bread by hand. I know I have 1 bread right now. They'll offer up. But the water mill is going to be pretty instrumental in like automating the process later on. So I don't believe I have a free citizen for the baking. I'll check. Correct. Unless I want to fire someone somewhere else, which I don't, because their skills, they build up skills over time to do the thing. So, changing where they work isn't necessarily in their advantage in the long run. Oh god. I had my wrong attack set on. In this case, these guys might have just like walked in as a result of me not having an incomplete city wall. I'm not 100% sure how they got in, so it might not be like a dead zone issue. So maybe I'll help the carpenter like finish up. Because more than likely what happened here is the miner couldn't keep up with the demand for stone and didn't have the stone available because the carpenter won't only grab the stone that's in the town material storage as input and does not grab the stuff that's just laying on the ground. So the stuff laying on the ground, in some of the cases, I would need to... Like, if you wanted to do it efficiently, what you could do is you could get your cart and just round them all up and then drive over your cart deposit and deposit all the stone to be made available to the carpenter for build. But I hadn't done that, so I'm just finishing up manually. Yeah, I know there's a hole there. I've been walking through it. Oh, I think it had a piece queued up. Oh, no, maybe not. Oh my god, this is annoying. Alright, and then one more spot. Alright, that should be a complete boundary. I don't really want to deal with this myself, so I'm just outsourcing it. Rocks that are like placed underneath a active coal pit are a real pain. And that Scorpio broke, so I just need to repair it. The purpose of the pits is to keep them from breaking frequently. Oh, that's a Scorpio. Duh. Okay. Complete border wall. Should be done. There. There we go. So we got walls around the everything, and shouldn't have to worry too much about it. I could probably add more ammo and oopsie, and more Scorpios around the perimeter, but this is very likely good enough for now. I don't imagine that we're gonna get a lot of breaches or anything like that. So now that that's done, I'm going to get back on task. We want, oh, I did not mean to do that. Let's get the milling. So, over the workbench, I'm going to plop down a manual quern, or mill, whatever they call it, and then eventually upgrade that bad boy to an automatic one, because I do not want to have to crank that myself. So the way this works is you stick wheat in it, and then you just grind it up. And the watermill that you... The next quest I'll work towards unlocks is an automatic method to do it, which is massively more convenient. So here's wheat. And I don't really need to mill this until I have a bakery, though. But yeah, you just grind it like this. If the freaking stupids would get out of the way. You can design it in such a way that you have your villagers commute through it. But I'm only going to do 4, because I don't want more than that. I only need 4 bread to unlock the next one. I don't care if they're a little hungry. I'm such a bad governor. Alright, manual's gone. And instead we're going to work on the bakery now. So it looks like the carpenter is moving clay for me. So I'll move the wood then. I'll even do the clay too. I need a donkey? Yeah. Well, we'll have water flow in a minute. Alright, the bakery works very much the same way that... No, put that down. Carpenter, carpenter. That's not needed. Stop it. Very much in the same way that the blacksmith does, where you feed the furnace coal, and then that allows a baker to then turn flour into bread. I'm also going to drop this cauldron maybe there, and this is for brewing. But in order to get a baker, that is going to need another citizen from somewhere, because I don't have a citizen to be assigned here. But we'll put the flour into building storage so that we can start baking it once I hire someone. Thank you for tuning in to Romestead, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. I'm not, however, looking for feedback or spoilers. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow Romans.